Hey, buddy, wasn't this a running, driving truck a few weeks ago?
You know what? It was.
Okay, and how many days is it until C10 Nationals?
Well, today's April 2nd. That starts, what is it, the 8th, 9th of May? So, like 40?
Okay, so that, I don't see any problem whatsoever.
No. You know, she puts herself together.
We're screwed.
Yeah.
So it was about a year ago that Garrett found this old 1968 GMC 1500, so I tagged along with him to go pick it up, and it was a really complete truck when we got it.
It was.
It had a 256 banger in it.
Three on the tree.
And it took him, I don't know, a few weeks, and you had it running poorly, but he got it running pretty quick, and it's going to be a budget truck, right?
It was. It would run, but it would not drive. The clutch was completely out of it. So I had to do something. I either had to pull the transmission or I had to pull the engine.
And you rebuilt the tranny, and you had it tooling around the yard pretty quick.
Well, I swapped from the 250 to a 350. Therefore, I put in a new clutch and everything associated with it. And then I was able to drive it around for a little bit. But then, of course, the transmission was leaking and it was grinding going into gears. So I rebuilt that as well.
So it's went from kind of a budget to a unlimited budget now?
Well, when I put that engine in originally, it was built on a budget. And so I used a lot of stuff. I did not do much in any machine work associated with it. Used a lot of used parts. And that bit me, Chad. It bit me. Because when I got it going, not only was the transmission leaking, but so was the rear main seal, even with a brand new seal. So what did we do? We pulled the pan, we pulled the main cap, and we found that there's two little grooves right where that seal rides. Now the good thing is they make a offset seal, so I could put one in if I wanted to, but if I'm gonna take the engine down this far, I might as well do it right. Because I remember whenever I was putting this together, there was a lot of taper in those cylinders. It was not fantastic. I just did kind of a quickie hone on it, but I want it to be right. I do not want it to end up in this shape again.
So yeah, the plan was to go to C10 Nationals, and last year we drove a Honda, and this year we're gonna maybe take this down, and then Garrett had the bright idea that we'd just drive it down. So it's, 40 days away, and there's a bed, and that's about the extent of the truck so far.
Yeah, there's no doors, there's no windshield, well, it's here, Chad, it's here. It's just in boxes and things.
So I'm down here today, we're gonna see how much we can thrash together, and we'll see. So how'd this all begin?
Well, to be honest with you, I was going to fix that engine in place and just use what I had. But I needed to pull the front clip anyway because I needed to put rockers and different patch panels in. And that meant pulling all of the interior out of here, pulling the doors off, doing everything. So I thought, I might as well do everything. So I did the inner and outer rockers of it, including the little floor pan patches. I had to do patches on those kick panels. I had to do patches on the A-pillars, and then a little bit of patch on the floor. But realistically, this is a very solid truck compared to most of the junk that we pull home. So I was able to get this done in my time, which I am no professional at all. I am no body guy at all. It took me about a week to get it done.
So it was clean, I know. He had gone through and dug all the old seam sealer out of here and cleaned that up so we could treat it. And what'd you treat it with once you got all the old goo out?
What is it? Phosphoric acid. And you can get that actually at your home store. It's a concrete etching acid, but it's used to get rid of rust as well. So it's a very cheap way to do rust treatment. So I did that on my floors inside of here, anything that was rusty that I needed to get rid of. It does a great job of converting the rust, and then actually most of that rust just wipes away after you're done with it. So it's a fantastic product, and it doesn't really matter what brand it is. It's just phosphoric acid.
Okay, did good. Yeah, you can see his new seat. He recovered the seat over there, and it's all. How How many delivery trucks come a day?
Oh, gosh. All of them in the town. I mean, every one of them. They know me well.
Yeah, it's getting bad when the UPS, FedEx, and Amazon guys know you by name. But
the good news is, Chad, I've done all of the brakes. I converted this from manual to power brakes. It is all good and it is verified. I converted this from manual steering to power steering. And by the way, tip for you guys, if you are going to do this, it will bolt right up to your steering column. However, you're going to have to get a different rag joint from this because the splines on the end of this power steering unit is different than that manual unit. So just a little word to the wise. Not only that, but so is the pitman arm underneath it. But it is a pretty easy, straightforward little swap. And that'll be nice because the limited time that I was driving this thing around, it took forever to turn that steering wheel. It just kept going and going and going, and then it didn't seem like you were actually ever turning. Plus there's a fair amount of slop in it. So this should tighten everything up, make it a lot easier to make corners.
so with the engine he's got here, he did paint it 503, so at least it matches the truck so far, but we got a little bit to go here. Hey, that'd be a lot better if I would have taken that last one out. Dang it.
Dang it. Dadgummit.
That's why it's really hard to come out.
I don't know where that broke.
Or it's not. Oh, it is, yeah. It is.
No, just tubey thing.
Oh, heater, defroster hose. Right up the sleeve. I'm sure there's another one I'm missing right there too.
Feels like in here.
I hate this truck. I hate you. Where are you? I hate you. I quit.
Let me tell you what, chatty boy. This valve spring compressor is B to the A.
It does its job, eh? I cannot. Oh, that'll even stinking work. Where is this? Tasty.
That help?
Tastes bad. This dang harness is just got to be right in the way.
Sounds awesome.
I do not remember this being a problem.
Alright,
All right, I'm gonna stick my head under here. Nope. That tasted terrible. So if you guys ever want to know how to take one of these dash pads out, I've got a video on it, and somehow I've made it take like an hour today instead of like 10 minutes in my videos. So check that out. Oh boy! Tell me I missed another one or something.
No, she's just pivoting. Pivot!
Got it. Dash pad, delete.
Here we go.
Here, you can have that.
Right in my teeth.
That's sucky. So we pulled out the cluster and the glove box so we could get that dash pad out. Garrett's actually going to go through and since we overdo everything, he's going to go through and just rewire the whole truck while we're at it, because that should only take like 25 or 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it is only like a lot.
Yeah, it's like $700, but kind of first time doing this, so it'll...
Well, and it's probably our first drive is going to be going down to C10 Nationals, so if there's something that's electrically going to go wrong, I don't want it to.
Okay, so fire extinguisher, put that on the list.
Yeah.
So Garrett ran into the house real quick, and looking around his shop here, he just dropped some serious money in parts and cool stuff like that engine run stand he got at the swap meet. So I think this truck's going to be pretty cool. I just hope we can get it done or trailer it, either one, but it's a lot of fun. So a tip for you guys that are new to the 67 to 72 C10s, you need to make sure you go through and pull the kick panel vents out. You know, you get this fresh air here from the cowl, and these things just get packed full of leaves, mud, dirt, and all sorts of stuff. So you can actually go through, pull the vents out, and stick your hand into here, or get you a hose and clean this stuff out, because you get all sorts of stuff that just completely wants to rot these out. So I've got a video on that too. So originally when Garrett bought the GMC, it came with this copper colored door, which it didn't match. So we ran down to Kobe's down at the truck farm out in eastern Kansas, and we found a matching door. So I just need to go through and swap out the locks and the door handles and just lube everything up and make it match again. So quick tip, when you're digging into these doors, you really never know what you're gonna find in there. A lot of times it's matchbooks or something to people wedge in the window channels to keep them from vibrating. This truck has some sweet speakers in it, and to help with some of the vibration, they stuck house insulation in there. And if you wonder if that's a good idea, it's not, because it just helps rust everything else out in the door. I'm surprised this one's not trashed. It's a really good door, but no insulation. Another thing is these door handles, a lot of times the buttons get all wonky in there, and it's because the backing plate has fallen off and there's a spring back there. So a lot of times you can reach around into the bottom of the door, find that backing plate and a spring, and put it back together. So no insulation, folks.
Just reach around, Chad.
Reach around. That's bad. We doing building an engine?
Yeah. Dropping the crank in for the first time. Doing it dry so that I can plastic gauge it and make sure that my clearances are good, so I have good oil pressure. That's the next step. Sure is pretty.
It is pretty.
This is a Summit brand, just a cast 350 crank from them. I have the crank that came out of it. It would have cost more to have that turned than just to buy a brand new crank from Summit.
Well,
yeah.
We usually spend more money than we should, so we're learning.
Yeah, sure is pretty.
Success.
Okay.
It's good. No broken tabbies on this one.
Good enough, at least.
Swap. So we got one door rebuilt with new lock cylinders, and it actually goes up and down now, so that's a benefit. So getting somewhere. You getting anything done?
The crank is in. I checked the clearances and they were good for what we're doing. Now I'm putting the oil filter adapter in place. And then pretty soon I'll start putting pistons and rods together and get this short block built. Otherwise, I've already got the heads rebuilt, valve job, everything's good. Aftermarket springs so that it can handle a little more lift. Not going to be a super high performance jobby, but it's going to be better than stock.
Okay. Looking good.
Just slides right off.
Yeah. P.S. Phillips said
We
screws.
should not put this like that.
Yeah, that's probably.
Let's put it on the table.
That's probably a smart idea.
Alright, let's see if we can
All right,
properly...
Screwdriver might actually work. Wouldn't that be weird? So this is the second delivery truck. FedEx was here a couple hours ago, so he wasn't kidding.
Dash pad.
You got problems.
More!
There's more outside, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 4 boxes total.
Yep, there's the last one. Look at all this crud.
I'm opening boxes. It's like Christmas! Except I have to pay for it.
Holy smokes. Well, we pushed through and we got several hours in today, and I don't really think you can tell that we did anything today. And I think Garrett said we took more apart than we actually put back together. So
yeah, it's way further apart than it was before. However, UPS, FedEx, they've all visited today and dropped off some of the great parts that we're going to have, including a brand new dash pad that looks pretty good. Not completely the stock color, but you know, you are stuck with the parts that you can get.
You know, it's kind of one step forward and 5,200 backwards for us. So
I would say that, but Chad worked on those doors and those windows go up and down. I mean, I've never had a C10 that had windows that went up and down that well. Plus we got the lock cylinders all changed out, including the ignition. Got a little work done on the engine. I don't know. I think we're getting somewhere.
It's coming together. We got about 30 some more days, and if we don't get it done, we talked about just renting a Prius, and you know, we could take that and get made fun of. So.
Well, and the reason is last year we took the Honda Accord, and it's actually parked right behind this truck, and there's a reason it's parked here. Usually isn't, it's usually at the house. It popped the timing belt, so it is not going back this year. We have to take this, so no matter what, this is going there, even if it's on a trailer. But no, we're gonna make a good trip out of this, and it'll be kind of the maiden voyage. Hopefully we don't break down too much, but if we do, and you see us on the side of the road, please stop.
Yeah, pick us up. We need a ride down there. Well, if you guys haven't, please check out my other 67 to 72 videos, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks for watching. Cool.